Well, Shonda Rhimes, creator of the hit show like Grey's Anatomy and Scandal, is getting rave reviews for her highly anticipated new Netflix series, Bridgerton. It is inspired by a best-selling book series set in England's Regency-era, the early 1800s. It follows Daphne Bridgerton, the oldest daughter of an influential family, navigating high society matchmaking. There is scandal, of course, when an anonymous columnist reveals upper-class secrets. Regé-Jean Page plays the Duke of Hastings, a sought-after bachelor who vows never to get married.
However is it possible for a lady to offer anything but a smile while seated beside a duke?
You regarding subjects much too...
Even one of your reputation.
You are aware of my reputation.
I'm aware of your friendship with my eldest brother. If that were not enough, I'm also aware of the things a certain writer has recently written of you. Presumptuous. Clearly. Arrogant, most definitely. You are a rake. Through and through. And tell me I'm wrong.
Who is to refrain from thinking about whom again?
I assure you, I'm anything but interested in you.
Good.
Quite.
And I anything but interested in you.
Regé-Jean Page, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I see you cracking up right there, just looking at that clip. Good morning.
Well, yeah, methinks the gentleman doth protest too much a little bit there. It's good fun to kind of see us sparring. It's the best kind of happy memories that I've got, being able to watch that stuff back. We had loads of fun on that set.
You say that this is not your grandmother's period drama, so how would you describe Bridgerton?
I would say it is, in a way, your grandmother's period dramas. The period dramas that you know and love, but just kind of funnier, faster, more glamorous, certainly a little bit sexier. But also, it's not like we invented it. It's been going on for a few hundred years, so there's nothing new there either. It's just a lot more fun and unashamed of its joy. You
also said this is sort of a Regency romance through a woman's eyes. Talk about that, the feminist lens. How so?
Well, I think traditionally that period dramas are very feminist. I mean, we're talking in the tradition of Jane Austen, the Bronte sisters, Mary Shelley. At the times when they were writing these things like Pride and Prejudice, this was women stepping to the forefront of literature in a way that they hadn't before. So that was a feminist revolution. 200 years later and 4 or 5 waves of feminism later, I think it's only right that we keep bringing that perspective in and keep these stories revolutionary. And so I think it's a lot about that, about bringing in the female gaze, about having empowered female leads in the shows, and about re-looking at what's attractive about the masculine leads, like the guy that I play. I think the conversations we're having about what masculinity is and what's attractive about that come into this as well. So there's loads and loads of fun little things just kind of seeped into your usual kind of fun Christmas drama.
Well, Regé, along those lines, Esquire called you the leading man for the next decade. What do you make of that?
I don't know what that was.
I try not to make too much of it. I think my head might explode if I tried to think about that too long. But I'm very glad that other people are having that conversation. I'm just happy to turn up and try and be helpful where I can.
I heard you were also relieved by the diversity of the cast. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to include people in our storytelling in the 21st century. I think we have a very long and sad tradition of excluding people from stories, excluding people from history, literally painting people out of historical pictures and documents. And so it's the very least we can do to start painting people back in. I think if we're going to have a great, big, fun Cinderella fantasy for Christmas, that the more people who can play, the more people who are invited to participate in that and see themselves as glamorous and worthy of love and status, the better. And so that's all that we're doing, which feels great.
All right, I'm on episode 5. I love it so far. I can't wait to keep watching. But I want to know a little bit more about you. Not because, you know, I just want to know. But no, really, you're 30 years old. You're from Zimbabwe. And this is sort of like your time. How does that feel to see your name in this project up in lights? We saw that you tweeted out your billboard in Times Square.
It's a rush. It's really, really exciting, but it's exciting mostly to see people excited about something that I've done, to see people excited about a thing that you've made and put out into the world. In terms of thinking about myself, I do my absolute best not to. That's why I spend so much time pretending to be other people. But I'm very, very glad that other people are enjoying what we've put out into the world.
Apparently that's my problem. I don't pretend to be other people. That makes life a little easier. What's it like working with Shonda Rhimes?
You're so wonderfully formed. You don't need to.
I don't know about that.
What's it like working with Shonda?
Yes. What is that
it's
like?
Wonderful. It's, again, Very relieving. I mean, I'd worked with Shonda for a couple of years now. I was a company man. I'd worked on a show called For the People, and I was very, very lucky that as we were announcing we were finishing up on that, I got the call where they were just like, hey, don't go anywhere too quick. We're working on this other thing. It's British. We've been talking about you for ages, and suddenly you're available. So we had a conversation. We talked about all the kind of big open field we had to run into with a very traditional genre and how we could bring that Shondaland 21st century perspective to it. And do lots of kind of new and exciting things that no one expects, and just kind of have more fun than we'd had before in this genre. So it's great. It feels like coming home working in Shondaland.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to all of you on that project. Regé-Jean Page, Vlad wanted to ask a question, but me and Jamie sort of took over.
That's all right.
I understand how that goes.
I want to get in the middle of that.
I'm so sorry, man.
Thank you again. Bridgerton
Next
premieres
time.
Friday,
I'll...
Christmas Day on Netflix.
I really did not want, it was an A and B conversation. I just wanted to see my way out.